professional wrestlers.
Therefore, when the revival used the term
Professional.
Ți-ai luat telefon? I-ai scos folia?
talent as wrestlers, and this extends to using the phrase pro wrestling on television.
We're not sports entertainers. We are professional wrestlers.
Therefore, when the revival used the term pro wrestler on TV without permission, Vince wasn't happy, and the duo were quickly punished. As for their punishment, they were presented in rather unfunny comedic segments.
Oh, you're
not supposed to pour it on your littles. I was trying to get you to drink it.
This was a stark contrast to the tag team that fans loved in NXT. Unfortunately, the comedy segments actually led to Vince wanting the revival to turn into a comedy tag team full-time with a completely new gimmick which would mock the decorated tag team. Their punishment would ultimately lead to the duo leaving the WWE and signing with rival AEW. Number 5, Ric Flair and Randy Savage. The WWE title match at WrestleMania 8 features Ric Flair defending the title against Macho Man Randy Savage. The finish of the match involved Macho Man winning the title, however that wasn't the main talking point of the match. During this time, WWE had a strict no blading policy. However, in the title match, Flair bladed, and this forced Vince McMahon to fine both men a substantial amount of money. The fine caused a lot of controversy as Bret Hart also bladed in his match against Roddy Piper, but Vince believed that Bret's blood was caused accidentally, and it wasn't achieved by a blade. According to Bret, he and Piper avoided the fine, while Savage and Flair were fined $5,000 each. Bret revealed, "So me and Roddy had the match, and of course, I was discreet. No one really saw what happened, and all of a sudden, I'm bleeding. And luckily for me, it wasn't a regular gusher. But I remember when I came back to the dressing room, we had to pretend we were mad at each other. He was apologizing and telling me it was an accident, and he didn't mean to kick me. Of course, we had to put on this big charade so we didn't get fined." So then 10 minutes later, Ric Flair and Macho Man go out there and have a juice fest. Anyway, WWF fined them, both of them. I think I got $5,000 each fined for having blood in the match. And I remember they said, "Bret and Roddy," and they said, "It was real," so he never got fined. Number 4, Paul London. The apparent on-screen death of the Mr. McMahon character was one of the WWE's most controversial storylines, and it also led to a former WWE Tag Team Champion being punished. Leading up to the demise of Mr. McMahon, Vince would make his way through the backstage area and would walk past the entire Raw roster. Superstars to virtually show no emotion. However, Paul London decided not to follow this mandate. Instead, when Vince walked past London, London began to do the biggest, cheesiest grin ever. It was kind of funny, and it was believed that this incident led to London falling out of favor with WWE management, and it ultimately led to his release the following year. Number 3, Triple H. Now, the curtain call incident in '96 is one of the most infamous moments in pro wrestling history. And for those not aware, the curtain call was an incident which took place at Madison Square Garden, as following Shawn Michaels wrestling Diesel in the main event, Triple H and Razor Ramon came down to the ring to embrace the two. The reason for this was because Diesel and Razor had signed for WCW and would act as a farewell ceremony between 4 best friends. And the incident was seen as one of the biggest examples of kayfabe being broken. Following the incident, it was unfortunately only Triple H who was punished. HBK was virtually untouchable during this time, as he was a top WWE star, but Triple H, however, had his push halted. He was initially planned to win that year's King of the Ring tournament, however this was rewarded to Stone Cold Steve Austin instead, and Triple H would have to work himself back up the card. And number 2, Daniel Bryan. When the Nexus debuted on Raw in 2010, the creative direction from Vince McMahon was virtually to cause as much damage as possible. According to Wade Barrett, while speaking to Inside the Ropes, Vince McMahon informed the stable directly that, "Wade, you go out there and make everyone follow you, destroy everything. I want you to split that ring in the middle. I want you to split all the tables you find. I want you to punch even the security guards, to punch even the referees, Jerry Lawler, Kit Justin Roberts as well." Following the Nexus's debut, Daniel Bryan will be fired from the WWE. Bryan went against this mandate and went totally off script and decided to choke Justin Roberts. According to WWE, this was completely against guidelines and simply too far. And number 1, Batista. In 2008, when WWE transitioned into a PG product, a lot changed in relation to WWE